hoping I could ask them 3 questions. If you can answer, thank you. If you cannot, then it's all right. Um, my question is about if you have children, school-age children. I'd like to ask if you're already able to enroll. You have already enrolled, that's one. Okay, so maybe you can click or send us number 1 in the chat or in the Q&A. I don't know how, but number 2, I'd like to ask those who shifted from the traditional uh, classroom to um, homeschooling or simply going through the lessons or learning continuity at home. And the third is for those, did you just decide to stop, okay, from going to school or from enrolling in anything, whether homeschool or not continuing with your children's school prior to the COVID-19 community quarantine? Anyway, if one of the big issues when the lockdown started, or one of the biggest impact really was on education. I have been listening to the presentations, and that's food and beverage, which is also one of the key concerns as soon as the community quarantine was announced. However, up until now, our news is always or has always been full of questions about learning continuity. So YTC has been in the education sector for the past 20 years. We're celebrating 20 years this year. We believe that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest, most especially now, because a lot of impact has been felt by the academe, by the education sector, most especially in the issues about learning continuity. So YTC is a 3-in-1 tutorial center, review and language center. Okay, so as I have mentioned, we're celebrating our 20 years this year. We have been offering after-school academic support, um, reviews for junior high, senior high, and college admission tests. Um, However, one of the highlights of my presentation would be to inform everybody that we are currently offering online classes. Um, so from the center-based face-to-face academic tutorials that we have been facilitating for the past 20 years, okay, these are the tutorials that we offer. So for K-12 students, so there's tutorials, review, language. We also have advanced and enrichment classes. Our students or learners are, well, yeah, from K up to 12. We also have adult learners for the language training programs. We also have local and foreign students. So YTC therefore serves a large and secure market, considering all these programs catering to these kinds of learners. We are also new normal ready because as we speak, we are conducting e-learning sessions for those who would like to go through enrichment classes while waiting for the new schooling to begin by August. YTC education franchise is suitable even for those without a teaching background. Our franchisees are not really into education, meaning their background is not education, they're not teachers. They come from different fields. So some are accountants, the others are entrepreneurs. Okay, so it's not that a lot of them are teachers. Why is that? So because our programs can be delivered by the trained teaching staff. Core of the YTC Your Tutorial center franchise is the training to the teaching staff, without which they are not going to be able to handle the teaching learning sessions, center-based and now also for e-learning. So there is an intensive training for the franchisee and the teaching staff. So prior to opening, that is one of the steps in pre-opening that we spend a lot of time on. So in order to make sure that the team is ready to serve the students and the parents when we open. So while there is a prevalence of technology that support education, most especially during this pandemic, when there are a lot of schools that stopped abruptly as early as March, not only in the Philippines or in Asia, but globally. Much as there is a clamor for the latest technology to be applied in order to deliver education, most of it would still depend on information and data that YTC has had for the past 20 years in all subjects, in all curriculum. Before the K to 12 curriculum was also announced and implemented, even before the K to 12, we have a rich database of exercises, drills, and exams, which if the franchisee would be able to have access to in order to help them facilitate the programs, most especially in the first cycle of the school year. We have always given marketing support for our franchisees, but mostly now, especially because of the centers being closed. So in order to ensure continuity, relevance of the programs, and people do not forget that there is YTC, we have intensified marketing support, most especially for the past 3 to 4 months, to tell those parents and children that, hey, we are here. Okay, so, and we are still providing academic support, most especially now that there is nothing sure about the school year being open, or students are being able to go back to school, physically at least. So we give our franchisees the marketing support. They would be featured in our website, which is an average of 1,400 visits a month, most especially for the past 3 to 4 months. Okay, we have about 10,400 followers in our Facebook page, which they would also be included, and then the e-posters for advertising. As I have mentioned, part of the reopening details would be the training. However, we also provide the much needed opening assistance once the center is about to open. So the franchisee may choose the time for us to be around, usually 5 days before the first day of opening or 5 days after the opening. Of course, over and beyond the training that we will be doing before the center formally opens. We also provide for the parents orientation, especially during the opening, or whenever there is a need to explain programs or to explain to parents what is it we offer and what makes us different from the rest of the tutorial centers. So education franchise, most especially now, is one of the most relevant concepts that you could look into investing. Okay, why? Because I have said the largest impact, one of the largest impact of school closures or the coronavirus pandemic is really on education. And it's not just in the Philippines, but it is felt all over the world. Every day there's always, you look at the news, whether it's on television or in social media, there is always the debate or issues or tips and strategies on what to do in order for education to continue. Usually at this time of the year, um, classes have already opened or schools have already opened and school has already started. But there has been a long debate whether or not the students would have to get to go to school, and parents really do not know what to do with them at home because we are still adjusting to the concept that they will have to stay home in order to learn. So with that, the relevance of an education franchise continues and it's even more felt right now. So the YTC, your Tutorial Center franchise, lasts for 5 years, plus another 5 years uh, renewal without the renewal fee for that one. So you have a lot of time to be able to make the system work and to generate income. So, why franchise YTC now? In every difficulty, there is an opportunity. With a disruption, with the uncertainty, and the confusion on what's going to happen to our children's education, also to how will they continue to learn, there is always an opportunity. And with that opportunity, YTC was able to provide e-learning programs, even during the closure of the schools. So right now, we are on the second batch, about to finish, moving on to the third batch of online classes on Monday. We are providing academic enrichment classes, just like the past 19 summers, we provide summer enrichment programs face-to-face in the center. This year, we continue to do so, but online because there lies the opportunity as well as the need. We have a lot of information in the sense that we have a lot of worksheets, exams, reviews in our database, which is worth 20 years across all schools and across all curriculum and different subject matters. And so our programs are center-based, yes, face-to-face. That is the core of our franchise. You have to open a center to provide all the programs face-to-face. So for those who will decide to take the opportunity right now to open a YTC franchise and take advantage of the opportunity, we are including the YTC e-learning concept and system for those who would decide to franchise YTC right now. So because of this e-learning concept, the staff members training will be facilitated online. Okay, so as soon as the community quarantine was announced, we wrote a letter to all our franchisees and scheduled an online Zoom or a Zoom meeting with all of them. First, we started with Skype, then we moved on. We practiced on Skype, then we moved on to Zoom in order to meet all the franchisees and discuss how to continue not only with learning, but also to continue with the business in the midst of the COVID-19. So with that, our programs are new normal ready. And should you be thinking of would we be able to open or would be able to provide services despite the schools being closed at the moment? Yes, because the training that will be facilitated for the franchisee can be conducted online. So having said that, when you open a center, depending on location, how meticulous are you with how the center would look like, right? And how many other things that you would like to add apart from the signature counter and yellow table that we require our franchisees. The center could be opened to serve students and their parents 45 to 60 days after the franchise agreement has been signed. Okay. However, For those who are eager to participate in nation building, as well as in the continuity of learning, you can you can start offering e-learning sessions 15 days after you have signed the franchise agreement. But still you will be required when conditions are favorable to look for your own to look for your to open your center in 45 to 60 days. Of course, as I have said, when conditions warrant you to uh, already be able to look for the center. Okay, so here is one of the actions of the franchisee in the Taytay branch. She has started her YTC e-learning this Monday. Okay, so as always, whether it's face-to-face or e-learning, YTC make learning exciting and enjoyable. So she has this center has already started this week opening the e-learning programs. So with that, um, our franchise fee, uh, as soon as we sign the memorandum of agreement, is when we have the 100,000 signing administration fee, okay? And then the franchise fee upon signing the franchise agreement, 375,000. So the all-in franchise fee is 475,000. So that is the what you will have to pay in order to get the YTC franchise. With that, um, already includes YTC e-learning. So for those who will franchise now, during this time, it already includes the YTC e-learning concept, the system, and the training for the team. Okay? First, we will have to just, with that, you will have to secure a location. So the moment you sign the franchise agreement, you will already be able to, you have to tell us which location you want to open your center. But until such time, your franchise fee already includes the YTC e-learning concept, the system, and then the training. Okay, so we have a royalty fee monthly of 8%. As of now, it still is 8%. We would just talk about the differences. But right now, it's 8%. Okay, so should you decide to be part of quality learning continuity, um, franchise YTC Your Tutorial Center. Thank you so much for listening and keep safe. Good afternoon, everyone.